Hi students, today in this session we are going to discuss what is inductive effect. So after watching this video, you can solve any reasoning question based upon inductive effect. So in order to understand the definition of inductive effect, let us consider an example CH3Cl. So this inductive effect is one of the electronic effects. So the electronic effects involves the displacement of electrons, whether it is sigma electrons or pi electrons. So in case of inductive effect, this inductive effect is a permanent effect which involves the displacement of sigma electrons only. Okay. So the inductive effect involves the displacement of sigma electrons only, and it is the permanent effect. So permanent effect means which takes place without use of any agent, external agency, that is any reagent. Without use of any reagent, this effect will involves. So suppose if you take this molecule CH3Cl, so in this molecule without adding any reagent, the displacement of electrons takes place. So here in this molecule the electronegativity of chlorine is 3.16 nearly. So here the electronegativity of carbon is 2.5. So since chlorine is more electronegative than carbon, so here the bonded electrons between carbon and chlorine will always tries to attract towards the chlorine atom. So that's why the displacement of sigma bonded electrons takes place towards the more electronegative element. So this effect is called inductive effect. Okay. So whenever the displacement of sigma bonded electrons towards the high electronegative atom takes place, so this element becomes partial negative charged species, and this element carbon becomes partial positive charged species. Okay. So in this way the displacement of sigma bonded electrons takes place towards the high electronegative element. So this effect is called inductive effect. So let us have a look on definition of this inductive effect. So this is the permanent effect which involves the displacement of sigma bonded electrons towards the high electronegative element, that is called inductive effect. Okay. So here the displacement of this sigma bonded electrons takes place towards the high electronegative chlorine. So this effect is called inductive effect. So during this effect the electrons are withdrawing towards the chlorine atom and the electrons are moving away from the carbon atom. So in this way we can classify this effect into two types. So that is, if the electrons are moving towards an atom, that effect is called minus inductive effect or negative inductive effect. Negative inductive effect. If the electrons are moving towards the atom, then it is called negative inductive effect. If the electrons are moving away from the atom, that is called positive inductive effect. So the inductive effect is of two types. One is negative inductive effect and positive inductive effect. So if the electrons are moving away from the atom, then the effect is called positive inductive effect. If the electrons are moving towards the atom, then it is called negative inductive effect. Okay. So here the electrons are moving towards the chlorine atom, so that's why here it takes place minus I effect. So with respect to chlorine there exists minus I effect, negative inductive effect. So here with respect to carbon the electrons are moving away from this carbon, so that is in this direction. The electrons are moving away from the carbon, so it will involves in plus I effect. So in this way the inductive effect is of two types, positive inductive effect and negative inductive effect. Okay. And this inductive effect will continue along the length of the carbon chain. That means if there is any carbon atoms are there, the effect will continues along this carbon atoms. Suppose if you consider CH2Cl and again another CH3 is there, if there is any CH3 group, so then the displacement of sigma electrons towards the high electronegative atom takes place. That's why here it becomes partial negative charge due to displacement of sigma electron, that is inductive effect. Here it will become partial positive charge. Whenever this carbon gets partial positive charge, here it has a tendency of accepting this bonded electrons also. So that's why the effect continues through the carbon chain. So then here it will become again some partial positive charge that can be indicated by double delta plus. Suppose if any another carbon is also there here, that is if you take another carbon CH2 and CH3, the effect will continues up to this carbon also. So the electrons are accepted by this carbon. Since it gets partial positive charge, these electrons also displaces towards this carbon, then it will become triple delta plus. So in this way the effect will continues along the carbon chain, but the effect continues up to 2 or 3 carbons only. So at the next carbon the effect will be terminated. That means the magnitude of inductive effect goes on decreases as we move away from the electronegative element, that is heteroatom. Okay, here this is the heteroatom, all these are carbon atoms. So when we move away from the heteroatom, the effect will goes on decreases and it will be terminated at the 4th carbon. Here the increase in delta values, indicates there is a decrease in inductive effect. Okay, plus delta, plus double delta, plus triple delta. The increase in delta values indicates there is a decrease in inductive effect value. Okay, so in this way the displacement of sigma bonded electrons towards the high electronegative element is called inductive effect, and it will be continued along the length of the carbon chain and it will be terminated at the 4th carbon. Okay, here the chlorine involves in minus A effect, that means electron withdrawing effect, and CH3 the alkyl group involves plus A effect. So in this way the halogen involves in minus A effect and alkyl group involves in plus A effect. So now we have to classify the groups whether it involves in plus A effect or minus A effect. So the plus A affecting groups are electron releasing groups, whereas the minus A affecting groups are electron withdrawing groups. So you have to remember those groups. So here are the groups. So the electron releasing groups or donating groups are alkyl groups, tertiary alkyl group, secondary alkyl group, primary alkyl group. So these three are primary alkyl groups, that is propyl, ethyl, methyl. These are primary alkyl groups. This is tertiary alkyl group, this is secondary alkyl groups. So all the alkyl groups have a tendency of donating electrons, that's why these are called electron releasing groups. So whereas the electron withdrawing groups are like this: NO2 nitro group, cyanide, SO3H aldehyde group, keto group, acid group. All these are the electron withdrawing groups. COCl, COOR, CONH2, and halogens, any halogen X, and OH, OR, NH2amine, and C6H5 phenyl group. So all these are the electron withdrawing groups. Okay, so in this way we can classify the electron releasing groups and electron withdrawing groups. So you have to remember all these groups. Okay, so now let us check the acidic character of carboxylic acids. So suppose if you take the first member of carboxylic acid is COOH and the second member is CH3COOH. So now we have to check the which one is more acidic. So by using this inductive effect we can predict which acid is more acidic. So this is formic acid, this is acetic acid. So among these two, in between these two, here CH3 is there, here H is there. So here in case of CH3 group there exists some plus effect, here plus effect is there, electron releasing effect is there. So we can check whether it is which one is more acidic. We have to consider the tendency of donation of H plus ion. So which of these two molecules have a high tendency of donating H plus ion is said to be more acidic. So here it should donate H plus ion by accepting the bond pair of electrons towards oxygen, it can donate H plus ion. Here also OH bond is there, so the bonded electron should be accepted by oxygen and it can also donate H plus ion. But in between these two which can easily donate H plus ion. So here is plus effect is there and here there is no any plus effect. So if plus effect is there, there is a tendency of donating electrons or releasing electrons. So if there is a releasing of electrons in this direction, there is a less tendency of accepting these bonded electrons here, because the electron density on this oxygen increases due to plus effect. The effect increase along the length of the carbon chain. It will continue along the length of the carbon chain. That's why the electron density on oxygen increases. That's why the tendency of accepting these bonded electrons will be less here. So here there is no such plus affecting group. So necessarily it should accept the bonded electrons towards the oxygen and have a tendency of donating H plus ion more easily. Okay, so that's why this formic acid is more acidic than acetic acid. Okay, clear? Suppose if you take CH2COOH, it is substituted by any halogen, that is chloroacetic acid. If chlorine is there, chlorine involves in minus effect. So here electron withdrawing effect. Here chlorine is a minus affecting group. So due to presence of this minus affecting group, the electrons will withdraw towards the chlorine atom and it will continue along the length of the carbon chain. So that's why it has more tendency of accepting these bonded electrons towards the oxygen and it can easily donate H plus ion. So that's why here it is more acidic. So in between these two it is more acidic, in between these two it is more acidic. Okay, so here minus effect, here it is plus effect. So from these 2 points we can say the minus I effect increases the acidic character, whereas the plus effect decreases the acidic character. Okay, clear? If there is any plus affecting group is there, then the acidic character will be decreased. If there is any minus affecting group is there, then the acidic character will be increased. So remember these 2 points. Okay, clear? So now let us have a look on some questions. The first one is, which of the following is more acidic? Here CH3COOH, acetic acid, chloroacetic acid, dichloroacetic acid and trichloroacetic acid. So here there is no any minus effect. Here one minus affecting group is there. Here 2 minus affecting groups. Here 3 minus affecting groups are there. If there is any minus affecting group is there, the acidic character will be more. If there is any minus affecting group, the acidic character will be more. So that's why which of the following is more acidic? So trichloroacetic acid will be more acidic. Okay, clear? Suppose if the halogens are different, so which one is more electronegative? That will be more acidic. Okay, suppose if there is halogens are different like fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine are there. So fluoroacetic acid or fluoroacid is more acidic than chloroacid, and chloroacid is more acidic than bromoacid. Again bromoacid is more acidic than iodine, because fluorine has high electronegativity. It has more tendency of accepting electrons. Okay, clear? So in this way we can say the fluoroacetic acid CH2COOH is more acidic than ClCH2COOH, chloroacetic acid, and it is more acidic than bromoacetic acid, and it is more acidic than iodoacetic acid. Okay, clear? And next, which of the following is more reactive carbocation? Which one is more reactive carbocation? So here carbocations means which consists of positive charge. So here this is primary carbocation, secondary, tertiary, like this: primary, secondary, tertiary. So here which of the following is more reactive? So more reactive means the carbocations reacts with nucleophilic center. So nucleophile. So the nucleophile will attack on any one of these carbocation. So which one can easily attacked by this nucleophile? So let us check. So here there is no any plus effect. Here is CH3 is there. Here 2 plus affecting groups are there. Here 3 plus affecting groups are there. So plus effect means electron releasing effect. So if the electrons are releasing towards this carbocation, here there increases some negative charge. That means there is a decrease in positive charge. Okay, the electron density on this carbon increases. That means the positive charge will be reduced. If the positive charge is less, the nucleophile cannot attack easily. Okay, so here this plus effect is less in this one. So among these 4, the inductive effect is very less here. So this methyl carbocation can easily attacked by this nucleophile. So that means the reactivity of this one is more. Okay, so here the reactivity of CH3 plus is more towards nucleophilic attack. So that's why this is more reactive. So here it is primary, it is also primary. So these two are primary, these two are primary. This is secondary carbocation, this is tertiary carbocation. So what is the reactivity order? reactivity of carbocations is primary is more than secondary and it is more than tertiary. Okay, so among these the option is A. So the reactivity order is like this. So you know very well the reactivity is inversely proportional to stability. Reactivity is inversely proportional to stability. So if you consider the stability of these three, tertiary is greater than, secondary is greater than primary. So this is the stability order. Okay, clear? So here we can write CH3 also, CH3 plus. So here CH3 plus. So the reactivity of CH3 plus is more than this primary, secondary and tertiary. So CH3 also considered as primary. Okay, clear? And next one. So which of the following is more reactive? Carbene ions. Carbene ions, more reactive carbene ions. So carbene ions means which possess negative center. So this negative carbene ion will react with any electrophile E plus. So which of the four will react with electrophile easily? So electrophile will attack at high electron density point, whereas the nucleophile will attack at low electron density point. Electrophile will attack at high electron density point. So among these, which possess high electron density? So here there are 3 plus affecting groups are there. Here only 2, here only 1. So here the electron density increases on this carbon due to 3 plus affecting groups. So that's why the electrophile can easily attack on this tertiary carbene ion. Okay, so these two are primary, this is secondary and this is tertiary. So that's why the reactivity order will become the tertiary greater than, secondary greater than primary and it is greater than CH3 minus. Okay, this will be more reactive. So the answer is D. So if you consider the stability of carbocations, the carbene ions, CH3 minus greater than, primary greater than, secondary greater than, tertiary, it will be the stability order. So you have to remember these points, reactivity and stability. If you remember one thing, you can just reverse it. Okay, so the carbocations, that means carbocations, you have to remember any one, that is stability of carbocation. Stability of carbocation is tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary greater than CH3. So if you remember this one, you can easily remember all these. Only you have to remember this one only. You can reverse these things. Okay, and next one, which is more reactive? Which of the following is more reactive? Here one alkyl halide, all are alkyl halides. So here ethyl group, methyl group, isopropyl group, tertiary butyl group. So here 3 plus affecting groups are there. So the reactivity of alkyl halides depends upon the ease of donation of Cl minus ion. So here carbon and chlorine is there. So chlorine is more electronegative. That's why these two electrons are accepted towards chlorine atom. So the reactivity depends upon the ease of donation of Cl minus ion. So which can easily donate Cl minus ion? So this one can easily donate Cl minus ion due to 3 plus affecting groups. Here the electron density of carbon is very more. That's why it can easily donate Cl minus. Okay, by accepting these two electrons, it can donate Cl minus ions. So it is more reactive. So then these. So the order of reactivity is tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary. So this is the order of reactivity. Order of reactivity of alkyl halides. Okay. Remember this one. Tertiary greater than, secondary greater than, primary. So in this way we can solve any questions based upon reasoning questions. And next one, which of the following is more acidic? Which of the following is more acidic? So here the acidic character means the tendency of donation of H plus ion. The tendency of donation of H plus ion. So here these two electrons are accepted by oxygen and it can donate H plus ion readily. So here also these two electrons are accepted by oxygen and donate H plus ion because the oxygen is more electronegative than H plus hydrogen. Here also like this and here also like this. So among these four, which can easily donate H plus ion? Here is 3 plus affecting groups are there. Here is 2, here is 1, here also 1. So the electron pumping is in this direction. So that's why there is a less tendency of accepting this bond pair of electrons towards the oxygen because there is 3 plus affecting groups are there. 3 plus affecting groups are there. So there is a tendency of releasing electrons in this direction, so there is a less tendency of accepting this bond pair of electrons towards the oxygen. So here it is less tendency, that means it is less acidic. Okay, it cannot easily donate H plus ion when compared to this one. So it can easily donate H plus ion, so due to less plus effect, so that's why it is more acidic. Okay, clear? Okay, thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Now here is a small question for you. So which is the most electronegative element? Most electronegative element over the entire periodic table. Which is the most electronegative element over the entire periodic table? Comment me the answer in comment box. Okay, thank you. Like the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.